Antoniou. Theo's in from Nicosia. Theo and I met a while ago, and he's become a good friend. He's also one of the leading lawyers, not just in Cyprus, but in Europe. He lived and worked and built his firm, CTA Law, in London as well. Now he's in Cyprus. And we forged a common vision that there was an opportunity to build an investment platform and a multi-manager platform, which we refer to as ECO squared, ECO2. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment, but I wanted to introduce you to Theo because he has a lot of deep knowledge about one of the most exciting jurisdictions in the European economy, which is Cyprus. So would you please welcome Theo?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. So my name is Theo Antoniou. I'm from Cyprus. I'm living in Nicosia. I have 3 kids, small kids. So my life is very busy, both at home and at the office. My background is I'm a corporate lawyer, but the last years I focused on structuring. So what we decided with Julie is to set up a structure in order to help entrepreneurs to growing up. As Julie mentioned, it's very important to find solutions for the people's problems. And every day I hear many problems from many people. So what we actually decide is to marry investors and entrepreneurs and to find actually the best matches in order to help entrepreneurs to growing up and achieve their goals. I don't believe to dreams, I believe to goals. Let me let you know about the structure of ECO2 system, ECO2 fund. ECO2 fund, actually, it would be RAIF. RAIF is a registered alternative investment fund, which is regulated by Cyprus Security and Exchange Commission. So it's a regulated fund. RAIF is only for professional and well-known investors. So we are talking about professionals and well-known investors who know what they are doing and they know where they have to invest. The most actually important problems that solve RAIF is to cover the concerns of investors and how they cover and fulfill the concerns of investors, because the most common questions from investors is why I will invest my money and how I trust this investment vehicle to put my money. RAIF, first of all, is a regulated fund and offers many layers of protection. So what does this mean? That means that there are many independent parties who will be involved in this structure. So RAIF is always externally managed, so we have external IFM, Alternative Investment Fund Manager, who will manage and has the responsibility to manage the funds of investors. We'll have the administrator, who actually is the responsible party to make the reportings and accounting of the fund. We'll have the auditor, who make the controls of financials. The legal advisor of the fund, who actually has obligation to cover all legal needs of fund. And the depository, who actually keep the investors' funds. So all these people who will be involved on RAIF, which actually offers protection to investors. And I think that this is very important for all people who actually are here today and for the entrepreneurs as well. So the structure which are using in RAIF is not a partnership, is a variable capital limited company due to tax reasons. I don't know if you know Cyprus and about taxes in Cyprus.
I think people are very interested in Cyprus.
Yeah. Anybody knows about taxes in Cyprus here? No? Okay. let me let me explain you and say a few words about taxes in Cyprus. So the normal corporation tax rate in Cyprus is 12.5%. But there are some benefits for foreigners who are shareholders in Cyprus companies. So we have the non-domicile status. This is actually coming from a UK common law, because Cyprus was a British colony since 1960, and we follow the British common law. So for non-domicile shareholders in Cyprus companies, there is no dividends tax. For me, who actually am Cypriot, I have to pay 17% dividends tax for a special contribution for defense. We don't have defense, but I don't know where my money is going, but in any case. I have only one plane and one ship, something like that. So, another important tax benefit that Cyprus government introduced, it's the IP box regime, and it's applicable for software patent companies. So it's applicable about tech companies, which are using software, fintech, cryptos, blockchain, all this stuff. Forex, which is great industry in Cyprus. And actually, what is the IP box? Says that the 80% of qualifying profits from qualifying income is exempted, so only the 20% is taxable under the tax rate 12.5%. So let's make things simple, because this is a little bit confused. There are some nexus formula that accountants use in order to find this exemption and to pay the minimum tax. So at the end of the day, the effective corporation tax rate for all these companies is only 2.5%. So it's very low. So let's say I'm a foreigner, I hope so to be a foreigner, to live in Cyprus, or I would like to set up company in Cyprus, fintech or crypto. I have to pay only 2.5% corporation tax and no dividends tax. So I receive my dividends without paying any tax. And also, many clients says, okay, and if I receive my dividends, I'm going back to my country, it's income. I will be taxable in my country. No. Cyprus has the 60-day rule, where entrepreneurs can live 60 days, but they must not live more than 183 days in any other jurisdiction. And their worldwide income is taxable in Cyprus. So you can live, let's say, 60 days in Cyprus, 61 days or 70 days, no more than 183 days in any other jurisdiction, and you will pay your taxes in Cyprus. So I think that I cover.
Outstanding,
yeah.
outstanding. Now, you know.
Any questions?
Well, I do. I have one. Many people have thought of Cyprus for many reasons over the years and so forth. How many Israelis do we have here with us this morning? We have quite a few. We have, I think, in total about 10. And, you know, the Israelis, they hop flights to Nicosia kind of like it's a bus or a taxi, right? You know? So we got a lot of great Israelis that set up. It's EU, it's English-speaking, British law. You mentioned the tax. Innovation Hub, Viva Wallet, for example, that JP Morgan invested 48% in, is setting up an innovation hub and so forth. So Cyprus is becoming a new Cyprus. Is that you? Did you do that? Yeah?
No, not alone. So there are many people in Cyprus at the professional sector, at our sector, legal, accounting, audit sector, because our economy based on services and tourism. So what actually we're trying to do is to be a complementary jurisdiction of Luxembourg for funds, because there are many clients who cannot afford the high management fees of Luxembourg or the high licensing fees of Luxembourg. So they actually choose Cyprus for the reasons that I mentioned. So let's say that for registration of RAIF takes only 3 weeks, and you have your
Amazing.
fund. So, and the cost is not high, like Luxembourg or other traditional fund jurisdictions.
I think there was a question here. Mickey Robert.
Yes, sir. with Cyprus?
Very good question. Yeah, there is.
Other questions? Is it, any other questions on? So if I just add to what Theo said, first of all, I think having a good lawyer, and Theo is much more than a good lawyer, he's a great business partner, because as we remember, we came out, we had those discussions, and I thought, we were kind of talking about the things that irritate us, and he said, it was all about people who don't move, who don't get things done, and I thought, wow, finally a lawyer who's as impatient as me and wants to get things done. I thought, yes, this is going to be a great partnership. And so Theo himself is an entrepreneur, so that as entrepreneurs, as you decide where you want to play, and I'm a big believer that where you play is more important even than how you play, but the growth zone, and Greece is a growth zone, and the relationship between Greece and Cyprus is also one of the reasons why this makes sense for us. And the low cost, or the kind of fiat punto version of investment management, one of the things that I find really clever about what we're doing is this multi-manager approach. Would you mind just going into a little bit of detail about we can literally turn open a strategy. Tomorrow we can say, okay, we're going to go into hospitality and open up a, could you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Let's say a few words about the structure and what are the benefits of a fund which actually offers instead of a company. So the main problem with the company is that there is no legal segregation between shares and assets of the company. So we cannot make Class A for these assets, Class B for these assets. No. Class of shares only offers rights. So you cannot divide the assets with the share of classes. On the other hand, fund gives the flexibility of diversification. So we can create different compartments. Each compartment, let's say, has one topic or one sector, like tech, real estate, shipping, any sector that you can imagine. And actually, the investor can invest his money through sub-fund or through SPV on each compartment. So the fund is working as an umbrella. So this is how it works.
Any other question? We'll have Theo with us. Yes, please, Dr. G.
Visual slide deck or visual structure explanation that we could.
Yeah, we have. So I think that Julie can forward the structure to you or to anybody who is interested to receive the structure.
Just to pick up on that, what we've mentioned to, I know many of the entrepreneurs that are coming here, is that we have a commitment from one of the large asset management firms, and we've already identified that we're going to put about 25% of the initial LP commitment into companies that are presenting at FTE MYKONOS. And as, where's AJ? There he is. As AJ and I, and where's Jess? There's Jess. As we've been talking about how we want to, quote, run due diligence, really to create the structure so that all of the companies that we're working with are kind of at the same level. We can all go down the runway, take off, get through turbulence into cruising altitude. We have a process for that. And so we're going to allocate to companies out of FTE MYKONOS a certain sum that, provided we get through the MYKONOS runway, that we can invest successfully and build a great partnership over the long haul. Any other questions for Theo? Any other questions? Theo, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
It's been wonderful, really wonderful to work with you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Good.